good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning to you all on this beautiful morning. My name is Tina Rane. I am a certified trauma recovery coach. I assist individuals who are in the midst of their trauma, not only in the midst of their trauma or they're already out of the trauma situation, but they're still dealing with the aftermath, the residue from the trauma. I want to share a little bit about who I am and why I am in this arena. You know, oftentimes in life, we choose to go astray, or we choose to go down a different path, or we choose to do things that we know that we should not be doing, that which oftentimes causes trauma in our life. I didn't choose trauma. Well, maybe the situations I did, the situations that I placed myself into. And that's what I'm going to talk about this morning. We put ourselves in situations where we allow trauma to take its course, or trauma to begin to manifest around us. We are in situations that we know we should not be in, but yet because as women, we are emotional creatures. So we tend to believe that if we do right by people, or we love a person a certain type of way, that they will eventually transform into what we want them to be. But in all reality, we're causing more trauma upon ourselves when we are staying in a situation, or we're staying in something that means us no purpose. We stay in something that is causes more harm than good. I read a post this morning in reference to, being in around the wrong energy, can takes a lot out of you. I know with myself, I can relate, because I had been in situations where I knew the time was up, but I still stayed in it because I was hoping and I was looking at the good of the individual. But in reality, as I was looking at the good in the individual, I was causing harm to myself, because I took on too much. I allowed too much things to happen around me, and I didn't speak up. I allowed the individual to, do certain things, and I wouldn't say, or I wouldn't react to it, and I'll just let them do what they do, but never spoke up on it. And when we don't speak up on certain things that are hurting us, or that is causing us trauma or triggers, we're causing harm to ourselves. You have every right as an individual to speak up, set boundaries, set them healthy boundaries, and allow people and tell people how he or she is hurting you, or how he or she is affecting you, or what they are doing. Now, it is up to the individual to take heed to what you're saying. And if they don't take heed to what you're saying, then that shows you that that person does not mean you any good. So, either you're going to stay in that situation, or you're going to remove yourself altogether. And the more you stay in that situation, the more that you're going to become depleted, and more harm you're causing upon yourself. And it being around the wrong energy, like the post stated, or being in a situation that is toxic, is like somebody stepping on your chest, as like you can't breathe. I remember back in the day when I was in a situation, I was going through so much that I began to have panic attacks. I began to have anxiety attacks. I recall one day I was at work working at a heart institution, and I was on the phone with the patient, and I remember I feel myself like someone was crushing my chest, and then I fell out because I passed out at the desk because I was overwhelmed with what was going on in my life. So I say this to say this. I say that, to say this. If you are in a place where you know that it is causing you harm, then you need to remove yourself from that situation. If you feel as if you cannot breathe, you need to remove yourself from that situation. I say that because you deserve so much better. And granted, yes, we want to look for the best or the good in people, but is it good for you? I know myself, I always tend to put people before me. I used to. And then I realized, hey, if they can't put me first, I'm not putting them first. So you have to begin to think about certain situations that you're in or things that you place yourself in, because when you put yourself in certain situations in your life, you can cause more harm than good. And it's bad for your mental status, because it begins to weigh on you day in and day out. Again, your health is another factor. You begin to feel like as if you can't breathe. You are in a room and your walls are closing in upon you. It has so many effects on you that can really affect your life. The way you think, you can't concentrate at work. You're here physically, but mentally you're somewhere else, or emotionally you're somewhere else. So think about this, just like a bank account, right? If you have an account, a checking account, you are putting your money into your account, right? So you expect when you put your money or you deposit your money into your account that you can withdraw, right? So think about your life or your situations that you're in. If you're always depositing, and you cannot get anything out, or you can't get a withdrawal or anything back, then that's not for you. If you find yourself always coming up in the negative, never coming up in the positive, you got to reevaluate. If you feel that you are always, giving and never get anything back in return, you need to reevaluate. If you find yourself on an emotional roller coaster, you need to reevaluate. I say that because I've been there. I say that because I know how it feels. I say that because it's not good for you or anyone else that's connected to you. And if you are a mother and you have children, you affect your children. Your energy, who you are as a mother affects your children. If you're broken and you're hurting on the inside, that affects your children. Granted, it may not be, physically hurting them, but it's mentally and emotionally is hurting them. So think about the things that you place yourself in. Is the situation that you're in, is it meaningful? Is it causing you any harm? Is it causing you more trauma than good? If it's causing you trauma, you got to reevaluate. You have to reevaluate, because you deserve so much better. You deserve so much more. So again, this is Tina Rane. I am your certified trauma recovery coach, coming to you on today. I know I have been doing this for a while. I have been coaching and counseling people for a while in trauma. So I truly understand when someone is going through a traumatic situation. I truly understand where you're coming from, because I was in that spot. And people have to realize that when you have been in a traumatic situation, and if you don't receive healing, if you don't seek out therapy or counseling or coaching, you're going to carry that everywhere you go. You're going to leave a piece of your DNA everywhere you go. So I encourage you to get the healing that you need. I encourage you want somebody to pray with, pray for. Find somebody that's in your circle that can pray with you and for you. Because, God wants his people healed in the kingdom. We have so many people in the kingdom that are hurting. We have so many people in the kingdom that needs healing. We have so many people in the kingdom that has been through traumatic situations. So it's time that we get our healing that you deserve. And it's not up to the individual who caused the trauma upon us. It's you to go. It's your responsibility to go get the healing that you need and you deserve. So I'm signing out. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed day.